And welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, JVaz, and you're watching the JVaz Show, music and entertainment at its finest. Hey, we got a special guest joining us today, live from the Dope House. She's been putting in work, killing it all year, really. You got 9 singles that dropped this year. We're going to talk about those. You recently dropped November 7th. You dropped your latest EP, which is like a recap of all the singles you've had. And as I mentioned, joining us today, the lovely, the talented MsGold. What's up?
Come and on, the guys, crowd goes fucking crazy. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, y'all? MsGold, a.k.a. New Money from Austin, Texas, if y'all don't know me.
We're about to find out, she said.
If y'all don't know me, you about to find out.
Man, so let's go from there. If you don't know MsGold, I don't know. I don't know why you don't know MsGold. You've been killing it. You've been, popping up everywhere for these shows, Houston, Austin, Dallas, you name it. And again, you're probably one of the most consistent artists we've had here all year. Because for one point there, you were dropping like pretty much every 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's I guess that's what really got our attention at first. We're like, who is MsGold? And then you started popping up every month with a new single.
Yeah.
And that's impressive because a lot of people get too comfortable, and that hasn't been the case with you. But let's roll with it and jump right into it. So you're from Austin, Texas. You come out here to Houston, started working with Andy Yola. Talk to us about that connection, how that happened.
Pretty much. So what he told me was he saw this video of me throwing a birthday party for my dog downtown at a club. And like at the time, like I didn't think a lot of people were gonna show up, but a lot of people ended up coming through, and like we turned up that club, like, and it honestly went viral on TikTok and stuff. So when he saw it, he's like, okay, this girl does music and stuff. She just threw, because at the time I wasn't doing shows like that, like I'm this girl that discovered music and I'm just fucking doing it just cause, And he was like, if this girl can throw a party for her dog and have people there, like, what else can this girl do, So I was in Austin, kind of just like, again, fucking around, living life. And he reaches out to me and is like, hey, yo, like, we have this studio down here in Austin, yada, 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 like, you should come through, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that sounds cool. Like, all right, cool, I'm gonna try to make it tonight. I ended up not going that night. He gave me a second chance and was like, yo, we're gonna be at the same studio. And this time he sends me like a picture. And I'm like, oh shit, like that studio's live. It was Happy Perez's studio. And I was like, yo, that's live. And at the time I didn't know whose studio that was. So we went, so I went down there, met up with him, and we just kind of like chatted it up. And that first night, I ended up doing 2 songs with him. I ended up doing this one that's unreleased. It was kind of like a singing song. It was like for one of my homeboys that passed away. It was like for his family and stuff. And then the second song I hit was 100K. And like I remember when I did 100K, all I heard was the sample. And again, like I didn't know nothing about music at the time. So I don't know who Shawty Low is. I don't know what the fuck samples are. I didn't know what anything was. And once that sample came on, I was like, I don't want to hear Peep. And then I was like, I like this one. And they like opened it up and I started getting in and I honestly did the 100K hook quick. Like I was just going in just because I felt motivated. Like someone noticed me, someone was willing to put me in the studio. Like, cause Austin is like it's hard to find like a good studio out there, like good people, like all that, cause like at first I've had people try to be my managers, but like they're on some shit where they're trying to like, kiss me, fuck me, like just stuff like that. So whenever like Andy Yola brought me in on some professional shit and just like really showed me he believed in me, like he showed me like, hey, I really want to work with you. And from there, it was just kind of like, hey, meet me here so we can talk, da-da-da-da. And eventually, because I had a manager, I have 2 managers. We got Go Brandon Griff and Andy Yola. Andy Yola is located in Houston. Go Brandon Griff is located in Austin. So at the time, Andy, it was my first day, and he was just kind of like, I want to talk to your manager down here too, blah, blah, blah. So pretty much we all made this connection, me and my other 2 managers, or me, and Andy and Griff, we all made this connection and was just like, let's do this. So from there, it was just kind of history with us, like, it was just like everything was natural. Like people ask like, oh, hey, like how do you get put on this show? Or hey, how do you do this and how do you do that? It's like you just got to stay in their faces, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything just kind of like went smooth for the team. And like ever since I've been with Andy, there was a couple fallouts as in with me, like, you know, not being on top of stuff, just like kind of trying to live like this normal 22-year-old life. And, you know, I realized like I can't just like live normally. Like when you start to do music, it got to be different. So like with Andy and Griff and the whole team that we have and have had over this past year, producer-wise, videographer-wise, directors, everyone that's helped us, it was just like game-changing. So it was just like this, whenever Andy came and was like, yo, I'm trying to be a part of the team, like, I think that we can create a great team together. I was like, let's do this. There was no doubt about it. I was like, come on, let's go. Let's roll with it. Ever since then, we've been locked in.
One of the things that caught my attention that you just mentioned, being a female in this industry, being a pretty female in this industry, it's got to be kind of annoying in a way. As from what you just mentioned, people wanting to make this more than just business. Can you talk to us about like the most awkward experience that you've had?
I think I brought this up on like another interview before, but like there's been a time where like the first time I thought like someone wanted to manage me and like really believed in me, like kind of sold me this dream of like, we gonna get you iced out. I'm not really a fan of getting like my body done. Like maybe we'll see one day, I don't ever know, but like he was like, we gonna get your body done, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. And I was like, yo, whatever I gotta do, cause I wanna do it. And then went to the studio, he tried to kiss me, he didn't get his way, so he canceled. Like he pretty much was like, oh, I gotta go. Didn't work with me from there. And then like he hit me up whenever he started me like seeing my come up and was like, oh, I always believed in you, da da da. I was like, yeah.
But did you? It's like,
right?
Yeah.
And then another time whenever I had like someone record me, like pretty much they put me in like a really, really uncomfortable situation. But it's just shit like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, that's like I said, I know that's got to be one of the most annoying, hard, uncomfortable feelings, especially as an independent, because you're out here rolling by yourself and whatnot.
Yeah, well, like now, like, you know, thankfully I got Andy and Griff, like, they right around me everywhere, like,
yeah.
And I don't think they're going to leave my side this year, shit. We going crazy, the whole team.
Yeah, so to get into music, first time I ran into your music was 100K. And then I believe Texas Made came out right after that, correct?
No, Texas Made was like one of my first songs.
Okay,
I made that without, like, that was before I even met Andy.
Okay, so then I caught you at 100K, then I checked out Texas Made.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that's very distinctive with you, it's your voice.
Yeah.
You get the compliment a lot in there.
Yeah, everyone always tells me they like it because it's like raspy.
It's raspy,
and,
yeah.
I'm like, all right. Well, I ain't like, I don't know, I smoke a lot, so. That's probably it.
That's probably, it's not raspy for a good reason.
Like sometimes, like if I'm doing lit shit, I'll like drink in the studio, and then whenever it's like coming down to like a smooth verse, I'll like go smoke a blunt and then come back in.
Yeah.
And do that.
So, from then now, like I said, you've been one of the most consistent artists. You've done a lot of features. You've done a lot of singles that you've dropped. You dropped 9 singles to be exact, I believe. And then you recently put out, I think it was November 7th, you put out the Gold Edition 7-track EP, which was kind of like a recap of
the year.
Of the year.
Yeah.
Out of all the singles that you dropped, which one has been the one you've gotten the best feedback?
It's crazy because I have such like a wonderful support group. Like everyone, like, so it's just like the girls love Motion. The guys like, what's the song that they like? What is it? Spin Back Around. In the club, it's Take a Shot. So it's just kind of like, it all varies. Like, you know, like what everyone's favorite is. Like I hear everything every day. The boss bitches like boss songs. Like it just all depends who, I got a big range of support and I love it.
Yeah, I like how you said boss bitches and you pointed at Trap. Boss bitch.
You know.
No, speaking of Motion, that was one of the tracks that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
I say little but that was different.
Yeah.
And when we heard Motion, it was kind of like the soft side of MsGold.
Yeah.
And more of on a personal level. Was this like a real voicemail? And just talk to us about that single as much as you want to talk about it. You know, I don't want to get too personal with you because
Nah, you know what? I gotta get used to it. I gotta get used to getting asked questions and stuff. But pretty much, like, yeah, that was real shit. All my shit's real. It's always gonna be real, you know. But pretty much, like, you know, heartbreaking shit. It was this voice memo. I put it on TikTok. It was something that happened with some yada yada, you know. I put it on TikTok and went viral. And like on the cool, like, I wasn't even that mad about the whole situation, but I was like, hold up, this hoe just went viral on TikTok, bro. Like, I was like really mad at that guy though. I was like, That night, I think like 2 nights later, I recorded Motion. And like the night before that, Motion went viral on TikTok. So when I got out of the studio the next day from doing Motion, I went back and I told the producer, I said, yo, do me the biggest favor ever. I said, can you open that song back up and put this voice memo on it? Bro, I did the smartest thing ever, and I went and was like, that song, since it went viral, I said song dropping 5 days from that day. I was like, song, it wasn't even supposed to be a song.
Yeah.
I was like, song dropping in 5 days. Like, it was just a good promo, you know? Boom, with all the girls just started making videos to it and da-da-da, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just definitely something that, like, helps the girls heal. And, like, honestly, like, I listen to that song when I'm going through it because, like, I was in, like, a tough headspace for, like, a little bit. But after that song, and I was like, like, let's get it, bro. You got to stay in motion. You got to stay in motion.
Yeah. What's one of the hardest parts of being in the industry and trying to be in a relationship at the same time?
I think the hardest thing is just like, I got to be on the road. There are going to be males around me. My whole team is full of like men. There are showcases where I am the only female artist on it. There are times where I might be alone in the studio with a male producer. Like, it's just a lot of stuff like that. Like that all comes with it. But right now it's just like, no, like we got to focus on music. Like, no relationship stuff right now. Like, I feel like that relationship shit like fucks music up. Like, you know?
It's so hard though, because in your early 20s, I think that's when you're trying to find yourself, but at the same time you want to find kind of like lay that foundation for happiness in the future.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of my biggest, not issues, but one of the things I hated the most about being in my early 20s, because like I have a dream, but I also would like to have a family.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like shit.
Yeah. It's crazy because like I like grew up at like 16 really. Like, you know, I moved out the house, like kind of was doing my own stuff, and I always had like since 16, like I had a boyfriend for like a while. Like, so it was just like I had relationships, you know what I mean? Like, and now it's just like, damn, like every time I have a relationship, it just wastes my time. Like, waste my time, it wastes my energy. Like, I build myself up, they build me back down, then I gotta build myself back up. Then it's just like fucking up with my schedule, fucking my emotions up, all that.
Yeah.
For the guys, man, for the guys.
So being that, like you mentioned, you know, there obviously there is a soft side to MsGold, but we're so used to hearing these party songs, and you know, we see you performing them, and it's just very up tempo. Should we expect any more on you know, the softer side coming up, or we're not going to see any lovey-dovey MsGold for a while?
Definitely because we kind of got like a game plan going on type thing, but definitely we're going to release a lot of club bangers, and then we're going to release a lot of club bangers, and then after that, we're going to like follow up with like some simp stuff. We just kind of want to like get my name out there more, you know, like be in the club, like who is this girl? Like, and people start jamming me, and then like all of a sudden in rotation, they're going to hear me start singing, and they're going to be like, I fuck with her even more, you know what I mean? Sometimes they hear the singing first and they're like, you know, it just doesn't catch people's attention like that, like especially right now.
Yeah, one thing that I really like, you know, from seeing you performing live to actually, you know, seeing you on Instagram and stuff like that from the shows that you do out of town, it's your energy. Your energy, it's as soon as you hit that stage, it's a completely different vibe from, you know, what the previous artist is on there doing and whatnot. What has been your best experience as far as performing live, and or who you've opened up for that just felt unreal and good to you?
Dog, honestly, like something that felt so unreal to me was Zero. when I opened up for Zero, because like I used to jam in the car with my mom, like all his music. You know, Paul Wall, when I opened up for Paul Wall, that was cool, and I got to meet him. So it was just like, oh shit, like those are live as experiences, but performing wise, like I think like what makes it the best is the kids, bro. I love seeing kids. But like the thing I hate and what I'm trying to stop is like these cuss words in the songs. Like, cause like I love kids, like, and I respect like how, you know, like some parents don't want them to hear cuss words and stuff, but like, bro, like I look at them and they just look up to me, like all the little girls that look up to me like they want to be like a little MsGold. Like after I'm done, they're like, can you sign this? Like, oh, it's the best feeling in the world when I perform for like kids and stuff like that. Cause it's just like, that's the generation that's gonna like fuck with me.
Yeah. That's, I've always thought that was kind of, even from when I was making music, like you see the kids vibing to it, but in the back of your head, you feel a little weird about it. Cause you're like, damn, I kind of saying some shit that shouldn't be repeating, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? But, the love, like I said, the love you've been getting though, it's very noticeable, obviously, from opening up for Paul Wall and Zero, and you know, even when we first ran into you at, I think it was like a Hustle Town Network event.
Yeah.
The love that you get from the crowd, from the fans, how unreal has that been for you? You know, did you see yourself doing what you're doing and the love that you're getting 5 years ago?
Nah, honestly, like I didn't know what I was gonna be like. When I started coming into like my adulthood, like I was gonna be a real estate agent. So like I was just thinking like, oh, I'm finna sell houses all my life. I'm finna just like this, that, and the third. But you know, I think we talked about it on your last podcast. But like I got into an accident pretty much and all this other stuff. And whenever I started doing music, like I never thought it would ever bring me this far. I was turning up in the club, and like my first manager from Austin was like, yo, are you MsGold? And like he was ballsy, like I had nothing but homeboys around me, you know? And like he was like, can I talk to you real quick? And he told me about his studio and blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, so if it wasn't for people telling me like, yo, you need to do this, da da da, I don't think I would have done it, because I didn't even take myself serious.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna tell you this. One of my favorite tracks that you've done, I've really fucked with your singles, but one of my favorite verses, the delivery, was the one you did with Accomplice from Dallas.
Oh yeah, we loaded up, secured up on the go. Nobody know.
Man, that was when I heard it. From the moment I heard it, I shot a text to Never Die, and I was like, "Hey, bro, you gotta check this new single with Accomplice that she did." What has been your favorite feature that you've done this year?
Dang, honestly, Accomplice.
Accomplice?
Yeah, that's my boy too. That's a Dallas legend.
Yeah, shouts out to Accomplice. Shout out to everybody out there in Dallas, Texas. We're obviously here at the Dope House.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking dope.
Dope sells itself.
Dope sells itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've gotten that Dope House. You got into SPM Cosign. I mean, he said it in interviews before. Boy. And when they ask him about the new artist coming up, he mentions your name. Being that he is such a legend here in Texas, and really for the Hispanic, for the Mexican rap scene and whatnot. What's that like to know that you got that support from SPM and Dope House, and having that cosign that he mentions, hearing him mention your name as one of the to keep an eye on?
It's like, it's unreal almost, because it's like, before I was just like this girl that I didn't know what the fuck I was really gonna do in my life, and it's like, now like I'm on the phone with SPM, like I'm at Dope House Records recording like hits, you know, like working with great producers, great engineers, great videographers. Like it's just unreal to like be working in this facility, man. Like this is like who else has this opportunity?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
If this isn't enough to get you off the bullshit and motivated.
That's what I'm saying. And this is like, I've been off my bullshit. I've been on my bullshit, you know what I mean? And whenever I started to get back on it, you know, we came in here and I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I needed. And then yesterday I just was on the radio on 88.7 in my own city. Hold up. In my own city. And like that shit makes me so like happy, because it's like you barely get love in your own city, you know what I mean? And it's like that just happened. Dope House just happened. That boy SPM, I'll be talking to him on the phone, like, and he don't be talking to me just about music. Like, he be like, you know, if I'm good and stuff. I haven't talked to him like a little minute, but like, you know, he just makes sure that like his people are good, and I
Yeah.
fuck with that. You know, I give him mad respect.
Yeah. You mentioned Dope House. Can we expect a MsGold SPM feature anytime in the upcoming year, at least?
You
Or is
know,
this something we can't talk about?
I don't know if we could really. There's definitely something coming with SPM. I don't know exactly what kind of, but like we working over here. We done talked about a couple things, but we're definitely gonna be doing something with SPM like very, very soon, very soon.
What about anybody else at Dope House? You working with anybody else here at Dope House?
No, I haven't worked with anybody else at Dope House. No.
Yeah. Obviously, the SPM Cosign and the love you get from SPM is dope. I just saw on Instagram earlier today where OT's talking about, you know, a possible track with MsGold.
Yeah.
Is this something that's in the works and on the talks or?
Yeah. I called him this morning and I was like, yo, like, what's up? Like, I'm finna be in the studio all month. Like, what we finna do? And like, we talked about this before, but like, I moved back to Austin. He over here, like, you know, he just like got signed and stuff. So it was just like a whole bunch of stuff. And I just called him and he was like, yeah, like, send me your schedule for next week and like, we'll get to it type thing. I was like, shit, let's get it. We already got the beat. It's a cumbia beat, so.
Cumbia, okay.
You can expect a little, like, you know, Spanish, you know. It's gonna go hard. I already know it.
Outside of that one, which obviously the SPM and the OT are big enough to where it's like, that's fucking dope for, you know, for 2023 alone.
Yeah.
Any other upcoming features that you're working on that we should keep an eye on?
There's definitely a feature, but this one's a secret feature. And then, yeah, so the other feature is like a secret, but definitely like next year, like our vault of secrets is like, oh shit, like they don't even know. Like right now we're working really, really hard, but we got some like shit in the vault. Like when shit starts popping off, it's just gonna be like boom, 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 like badass producers, badass, just you know, just like a whole. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Aside from the features, obviously you've been working. Like you just told us earlier, you know, you kind of were doing your thing, your personal thing for a while, but you're back in the studio. Recently, November 7th, which was about a month ago, you dropped your EP of the Wrap Up. When can we expect the next single? What single is it, if you can say, and when can we expect a full project, if any?
Okay, so I've been in the studio for like a week. I already got like 7 songs done, something like that. And we got one song that we're probably gonna do like an in-studio performance. And then we're gonna go ahead and just like drop that. Hopefully in a good like 1-2 weeks, something like that. And so hopefully we get 2 singles out or maybe a single and a feature out before the end of the year. And then project, boom, February 28th. On my birthday, and you can expect a birthday song for the bad bitches.
Let's go. Let's go. So when you say your project for the 28th, that's going to be like a full project, or is it going to be a single?
February 28th is going to be a full project. And I don't know. I would say the name, but I kind of don't want people to stack on my shit. So, but it's a badass name. It's cool. It's something that everybody knows. It's cool. But February 28th, again, is my birthday. It's my Jordan year. So I'm definitely going to have like a big party with nothing but behind the scenes people, like, you know, the producers, you know, promoters, you're invited, like, you know, just like all the behind the scenes people, artists that I fuck with. Like, we're gonna definitely like turn shit up. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in Austin, Houston, or what, but I definitely want like DJs to come out, like just a good vibe. Nothing like where you gotta like hold a strap on you. Like we're all good, we're all people, we're all family. Just almost like networking, because at the end of the day, I love to have fun. I love to meet new people, but I love to network even more, and I love to like work with people that I've met, you know?
Yeah. This is a 2-part question. First, 23-year-old MsGold, what advice would she have for 18-year-old MsGold on a personal level?
Be like, don't worry about it, champ. You got him.
You got him.
You gonna get it, all right? Be like, smile a little bit more. Hold your head up.
So now, 23-year-old MsGold, what advice would you have for the 18-year-old that wanted to be a real estate agent?
Bitch, you don't even like selling houses.
Apartments are better anyways. You can move around more often.
I'm dead. Nah. I would just tell her, like, you thinking small. Like, you could go big with real estate, which is cool, but, like, is that really what you wanted to do? You know what I mean? Like, man, I don't even see myself doing that. I'm too much of an open, free spirit. Like, on the cool, like, I know I was, like, made for this. Like, I feel it in my bones, and, like, shit's not, like, I work very, very, very hard. But, like, when it comes to opportunity, like, it comes very easily because I work very, very hard for that. And I feel like, you know, God's just like, this is your time right here, because he done put me through a lot. But I feel like he was building up character. Because now I got character. Like, you know, sometimes you walk in the room and meet artists and they're just like, you know, all trying to be cool. And I'm like, hi, what's up? Like, what's going on? I'm MsGold. Like, you know, I've seen you on the ground. Like, I give people their flowers. Like, I mean, you know, like I'll just be chilling. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, so, again, Gold Edition was available now on all streaming services. Dropped November 7th. February 28th, you're going to drop your latest project. Final advice for anybody that's trying to follow this music career, what would you tell them?
Stay consistent. Believe in yourself. Quit thinking about it. Just do it. And just remember, you got to take yourself serious before anybody else takes you serious. And don't hate on anybody, because your time is coming. And shit, live it. Go big or go home. I never like going home.
Alrighty, well, hey, once again, MsGold, we appreciate your time again. We appreciate you, you know, I was going to say stopping by, but we're the ones that stopped by today.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
We appreciate you, you know, for taking the time to sit down and talk to us. We'll definitely be looking out for the new project, you know, February 28th. And if you haven't done so, make sure you follow her on all social media pages. That as MsGold_.
Yes.
On Instagram. Is that the same for TikTok as well?
Yeah, MsGold_.
On TikTok, make sure you do so. And if you haven't done so, make sure you check out her music. You're not going to be disappointed. And once again, MsGold from Austin, Texas, live
Stay
at the
gold,
Dope
baby.
House. Let's go.